So, how long has it been since we did Crash 1?
Not terribly long ago.
Yeah, not that very long ago. No.
Well, I'm just going to
hi,
say...
Morgan.
Ooh.
Hi, Morgan.
I like where this is going.
I'm just going to say fuck the digital edition, and I'm playing this off the disc, because they didn't include analog control in the digital version, for some reason.
I don't get it. I don't think they... Well, I think Crash 3 fixed that. Well,
Crash
by
3
the time
always
Crash 2
had
was
analog,
released,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think by the time Crash 2 was released, everything needed analog stick was pretty much mandatory.
Yeah. But a quick warning. Because this is the disc version, my old and somewhat scratched up disc version, some of the voice scenes are going to cut out just a little bit before they're supposed to. Because apparently this game has a failsafe where if it can't load the voice track for a given cutscene, the cutscene just terminates. Instead of freezing.
We can't go on without the voice.
Get him earlier. Get him earlier. Get him earlier. Get him earlier.
So, welcome to the Crash Bandicoot 2 playthrough. I am the one playing this game. As a result, we are going to be picking up way too many WUMPA fruits, but this is actually the only game in the series that you can 100% without revisiting levels. So, it all evens out in the end. And we take about as long as Crash 3 would anyway. No, I'm kidding. So, the story for this one begins with Cortex plummeting to his doom at the end of the first game, and landing right in front of a power crystal. Probably
Which makes the good ending non-canon.
Yeah.
You mean the ending where you skip the final boss and fly away?
Yes.
This is probably the luckiest supervillain ever, because he landed right in front of the Master Crystal. Which I suppose is like the Master Emerald, only not.
Not as glamorous. But, you know what? I never actually thought of it like that.
They never bring back this concept of a Master Crystal again, but apparently this is crystal number 26, and he needs the 25 slave crystals in order to completely power his space station. And, hello, little sister. This is, Tana's stand-in. Hi.
Name is Coco.
Coco
There's
Bandicoot.
nothing in this game.
Well, no, she doesn't do it. That's her only role in this game. Is she's still waiting for that battery by the end of the game. Yeah, she was brought in because Tana apparently upset so many moral guardians at the first game. So, in-game story-wise, we mentioned earlier, she ditched Crash for Pinstripe, that gun-toting maniac that was a boss at the first game, and now
Analog control.
Yeah, look at that.
Analog control.
Analog control and skipping music.
The music starts at a certain point in the level, so if you walk back and forth over that point in the level, it'll start and stop and start and stop. It's actually really amusing in a brainless sort of way. Anyway, this is the very short tutorial level, which ends in about 3 feet.
Have any of you guys ever tried to go past the barrier?
I have. I haven't managed
We've
it.
all tried.
I'm still trying to.
I like how even though that teleport was unexpected, Crash is like, oh yeah, when he teleports. He's just so used to teleports by now. It just registers automatically in his brain as level win.
Hi, Clancy Brown.
Aku Aku, bring me 5 teenagers with attitude.
Yeah, Clancy Brown is now the voice of Dr. Neo Cortex in this game, as opposed to whoever voiced him in the first game. Sorry.
Hello, Lou.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea who the Crash 1 voice actors were. They didn't really have much dialogue anyway.
No.
But I do love this actor as Cortex. He gives it a lot of character.
Definitely.
So wait, hold on. The bad guy asks Crash to get him the MacGuffins, and he just doesn't.
Crash is an idiot.
Yes.
He's a complete and total dumbass. That is his entire character. He's a dumbass with jumping skills.
And a mean spin.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, if your primary mode of attack was spinning around at the speed of sound, and you weren't Sonic the Hedgehog, you'd probably be pretty addled upstairs, too.
So, in terms of your pathway, the route you're taking, are you going to be pretty much going up in increments as 1 through 5, or are you going to be a rebel and do like level 1 first, then level 4, and then level 5.
I started out trying to do the levels in order, but I gave up on that pretty early and just did the levels in the order that suited my tastes. But there are actually places where you want to go in a certain order if you don't want to revisit a level multiple times for 100%. Because if you know where everything is, in this game you only have to revisit like a small handful of levels at any point. This being one of them. This one you'll have to go through twice no matter what you do because of that damn blue gem. And
well, you could potentially go to the end, grab the blue gem, run all the way back, and then...
Well, yeah, but at that point, just go to the warp room and restart the level.
True.
But it's faster.
No, because you have to go all the way to the start and get all the boxes anyway.
No. I mean, you get the blue gem, fall into the pit that's right there next to the exit chamber,
and then start over.
Yeah.
That costs a life, though.
It's
this
one
game
life.
gives you plenty.
You get plenty in this game.
True. I am just very stingy with lives in Crash 2 in particular because the first time I played it, it took so many away.
I must make a note of something, though. In my Crash 2 review, the blue gem specifically is the one I brought up, was because for those who don't know, the blue gem is something you can only get if you beat this entire stage without breaking any boxes whatsoever. I always wondered for the longest time, how do players figure that out without some sort of guide? Apparently, if you replay the stage again after already getting the box gem and get to the end, you'll get a blue gem prompt that says 0 out of whatever boxes. And that's supposed to apparently give you a tell that you're not supposed to break any boxes to get the blue gem. I never knew about that.
Well, who goes back to play the first level again?
People who see that that there's a gem missing on the hub world.
Yeah, that'd probably be the first sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The way the hub world works in this game, instead of the map screen that we got in Crash 1, which I kind of liked, we just have these 5 temple room things with warp portals in them and slots above them to tell you how many gems there are. I will say that I do like Crash's 2 and 3 for actually telling you which levels have the color gems in them. That is extremely helpful and would have been very, very, very helpful in 1.
But just for the sake of getting things moving on, because it was a guessing game in the first game. On your first playthrough anyway, because even in multiple playthroughs I still have a hard time remembering which one had the green gem.
Yeah.
And then it's like Sunset Vista and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So in this game we have, well, besides better control in terms of both jumping and just maneuverability, we also get the belly flop, which is pretty much Crash's ground pound. And you don't and the super jump, yes. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get the last 2 apples. I gave up after getting 1.
Clearance sale. Everything must go.
Bonus stages are actually kind of a funny thing. You can't keep anything in the bonus stage if you die, but you can keep on trying until you beat the bonus stage. You're only screwed if you beat the bonus stage and don't get all the boxes while it's under there, while you're down there. Then you'll have to restart the level completely. So get all of the boxes.
There was an exploit you can use to abuse that. I don't remember how exactly it worked, but it essentially let you keep doing the bonus rooms over and over again while your box tally kept going up and up.
Kind of a glitch.
A glitch somewhat. I don't remember if it's exclusive to certain bonus rooms, but I know it can be used to make Cold Hard Crash a hell of a lot less bullshit.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you please use it in Cold Hard Crash?
I actually, well, when we get to that level, it's going to be kind of funny how easy it was for me to get through that. This recording was kind of funny. I kept getting to certain points in the game and thinking I'd have to retry and re-record until I won, and I just got through it all in the first try.
Let me guess, there were easy levels that gave you they were really hard for some reason. Or did that not happen either?
I don't think that happened, because I've played Crash 2 so many times. I come back to this one a lot because it's the easiest for me to 100%, just based on pure memorization.
Yeah, I find Crash 3 to be an easier game overall, but 100%ing just takes more time.
Yeah, it's like, I'll play through Crash 3 when I want to just go through the levels, but when I want to have the satisfaction of 100%ing with very little grief, I'll go through Crash 2 just because I know where everything is. Gem get.
Well, if there's one thing over from comparing Crash 2 to Crash 3, Crash 2 is streamlined, and that's one of its more attractive qualities. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no fluff. You know, you got your levels in the hub world. You see the objectives next to the title of the level. You know what you have to do. I think it's pretty apparent what you need to do for some of the secret stuff. There are a few
very god-dang it things, yes.
Yeah, but overall, Crash 2 is just it's one of those it's one of those sequels that just I'm pretty sure it's safe to say improves on pretty much everything compared to Crash 1.
Yeah, with Crash 2 and 3 on the PSN, there's really no reason to play 1. Unless you're just that curious, but...
So, first time Coco manages to get into the hologram thing, and I have no idea how she figured out where Crash is so fast.
Oh no, he's not answering to the Crash call. He was kidnapped.
So how does unlocking levels in this game work? Is it like a Mario?
You just have to
64?
beat the levels pretty much.
Okay.
After you get all 5 crystals in a warp room, you'll unlock the elevator to the next warp room, at which point you have to fight a boss the first time you try to go through. You can't replay the bosses at all in this game. You beat them once, and then the path to the next warp room is permanently unlocked.
No, you hold the triangle button while going through to replay them.
Okay, so,
yeah, I was about to say that.
Okay, so you can.
Oh,
so once you unlock the second warp room, you can play any of the 5 levels in that warp room, whenever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You unlock.
And the crystals are basically so on the path you can't miss them.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's actually one crystal that you can potentially miss, and that's because they stuck it in a frickin' fork in the road. It's the one time I got that, it was the first level I played, the first time I played the game, so I missed the crystal completely, and then I got Cortex's hologram conversation where he just bitches you out for not getting the crystal.
I had never seen that conversation.
It only happens if you miss the first crystal the first time you go through a level. And
he'll just whine at you for not getting it.
Yeah. And if you keep doing it, I think there are a couple different conversations where he does that. But it's so hard to do that most players never see them. Now, the Boulder Chase levels have this really unfortunate tendency to in 2 and 3 they have this unfortunate tendency to have a couple boxes at the very end of the level that are really hard to get, just because for some arbitrary reason the boulder will jump over them. it crushes all the other boxes along the way, unlike in 1 where it would jump over all the boxes and you'd have to get every box manually. But there's this one handful of boxes at the very end that it jumps over, and there are steel framed crates, so you have to body slam them, which means you have to stop dead in your tracks while this boulder is rolling at you.
Yeah, I don't think Crash 3 did that ever again, and I don't miss that.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it, Crash 3 didn't have boulders, did it?
The Triceratops always broke all the boxes.
It had the Triceratops, yes.
Yeah. Well, even then, just like steel crates in the pathway while you're getting chased. I hate that.
Yeah, it was bullshit, and that was the first part. This was the first level where I thought I'd have to re-record the whole thing multiple times. Somehow I managed it. But I will say that this particular challenge is the one place in the game where I really can't play with a D-pad over analog control.
Well,
because you have to
really
maneuver around electric gates to get the crates, and this isn't even the level with the steel crates. That one was later, right?
No, that's Crash Dash in the second tier.
That's the next world.
Yeah, it's like I would either walk into the electric thing because I was moving too imprecisely, or I would miss a box.
No, this is Crash Dash. Oh, I forgot the name of the other level.
We'll see.
I don't know. I honestly don't remember. Damn.
Fancy dance.
And we get this game brings us the Crash Dance over utterly. That spin right there is really fucking hard to do.
You've tried it?
Yeah, I did the Crash Dance at the end of the CTR review, and that spin ended up being the hardest thing to do.
Can you still do it?
Yeah, I can do it. It's just that you know, he's a character model, so, you know, in terms of programming, he just spins in place. Well, your leg doesn't sort of twist that way in real life.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should be a cartoon marsupial then.
What we're seeing right now is Brio, the sidekick from the other game. He's pissed off at being replaced by Engine, so he wants to blow Cortex up. To that end, he wants us to get the 42 gems instead of the 25 crystals.
Well, you need to do both, so...
You only get this conversation after you get a gem, though. If you get a gem at a point where Cortex is supposed to contact you for plot, you won't get this conversation, and you'll have to wait until you get another gem.
Yeah, Cortex overrides any conversation that might have loaded at that point.
Yeah.
Because you can get a gem as early as the first level, both of them, and Brio won't show up at all.
Yep.
And we can save.
The only times Brio will ever contact you are when you get your first gem and Cortex isn't hogging the line, and once you get all 42.
He has a lot of faith in us.
I'm going to be incredibly uncreative and actually put my own name instead of something immature like Asshat. Because I'm boring.
Asshat. You gotta call him an Asshat.
Well, I would be calling Crash Asshat, which would be totally accurate. But...
But you are Crash, so then you would be the Asshat.
There's a little bit of asshole. There's a little bit of asshat in me, and there's a little bit of asshat in you.